It seems that current IoT devices use different network communication standards. Why does this happen?
Well, here's the thing before we start getting into specifically the communication part of the Internet of Things. Internet of Things is four parts, four components. The first one is the sensor, the second one is the network, the third one is the cloud/AI, and the last one is the application. This is how I explain it to my students. So when you talk about the communication, the network here, for example, like the 5G is one of the possible communication, and narrowband IoT is the same thing. Now, here in the United States, they started the narrowband NB-IoT. They started with based on 4G, but now they have it as part of 5G, so it's actually included there. It's just an option because when you have your device, for example, you could be running from one communication network to the other. You could be going to the Wi-Fi, and then you can go, to the Bluetooth, and you can go to another network, LIT, cellular, whatever. It depends on the capability of the device or the sensors. I'm listening to you using my, my headsets, and this connected to the computer with the Bluetooth. I have my microphone connected to wired, and I have a wireless, Wi-Fi. So the having just one kind of communication is not going to help. You need to have multiple options when you switch from one to the other based on which one is faster, which one will process that for you. And you can see this also when you are doing something like WhatsApp, or when you are downloading files. They wait until they get to the Wi-Fi because that's going to be faster instead of using your cell phone network.
Will communication standard for IoT devices be unified in the future?
It could be something like Wi-Fi, 6 or 6G, for example, or some kind of a satellite internet that people can use for this. I mean, there is nothing wrong of having multiple standards on one device. It's actually give the device more availability, because not every country in the world will have the same capabilities of the network. If you go to a different country, you're going to find that they only have 4G or they have 3G. If your device is not working, your market will be less. You need your device to be available for multiple standards. And this is why this back technology option, we have it in all the devices. If I buy something, that device can work with the previous versions, because, it depends on where you are selling this product.
What do you think is the biggest barrier to the spread of IoT?
Good question. IoT standardization is one of the most difficult obstacles for IoT to spread everywhere. For example, then I'm going to answer the question. For example, if I buy a device, I don't have to worry that this is going to be connected to Alexa or Siri. It should be connected to everywhere. So that's the standardization. This can be solved with something called compliance. Compliance, every single manufacturer will have a compliance department that will answer the questions for something like GDPR. And you heard about the GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulations. They have to answer to that to make sure that privacy, security, and safety is really preserved for the citizens. Once we answer the concerns of the countries, it's very easy for the devices to be purchased and to be sold to other countries. Without it, it's going to be very difficult for them to approve it. And this is why compliance is important in this case, and the standardization has to be done by a nonprofit organization like IEEE. IEEE brought us so many of those standards, like the Wi-Fi and the others. They can bring us some kind of standardization for the IoT.